Happy Homecoming 2025 from Eagan High School here at Wildcat Stadium. Friday Night Lights. The Eagan Wildcats and the Farmington Tigers coming up momentarily here on ETV. My name is Mike Cook. He's Nathan Cron. And Nathan, we got the Wildcats back at home for the first time in 3 weeks.
Well, the Wildcats are back at home, and they've got a heck of an opponent, the Farmington Tigers, Mike.
And the Wildcats, they made a trip to Lakeville, went through Lakeville North and South the last couple of weeks. Probably should have beat Lakeville North 2 weeks ago. Last week against South, there was a tough stretch there in the second quarter, really tilted it Lakeville South's way.
Well, the Wildcats have had trouble holding on to the ball. They've done a better job of that. In fact, Coach Nick Johnson told us this week that the Wildcats, he thought, are playing better football, played pretty well against Lakeville South, but Lakeville South got them in about an 8 or 9 minute stretch. That's something they can't afford against these Farmington Tigers.
And speaking of Farmington, they started out the year 3-0, ran into a couple of buzzsaws the last couple of weeks where they had Lakeville South and Rosemount. Both of those were sizable losses for the Farmington Tigers, so they look to get back on track tonight before they have Shakopee next week and another top 10 team coming to Farmington High School.
Yeah, you got a 1-4 team taking on a 2-3 team. Something's got to give here. One of these teams is going to have to get back on the winning trend, and for the Wildcats, they're sure hoping it's them.
What do you think the keys are for the Wildcats?
Well, keys for the Wildcats, I think, Mike, as we've seen all season long, the Wildcats have had some challenges holding on to the football. If they hold on to the football tonight, running their veer attack, they can be successful moving the football, I think, against the Farmington Tigers. Tigers, though, have some really good offensive weapons. They run, they get a lot of yards, about a little over 5 yards per carry average. So that says to me that the Wildcats have got to tackle. They've got to make sure that they make that first tackle. It's a lot of what we've talked about all season long, Mike, but it's it's an axiom for football. If you tackle well and hold on to the football, you can be successful.
Yeah, Farmington runs that single wing offense that you really haven't seen a lot in the past, 6-7 decades, I guess.
Oh, but it's a treat to watch, isn't it?
It'll be a nightmare for us calling who's got the ball, but the fans are going to enjoy it. The other thing for Farmington, I think tonight, be physical. That's something I see they've preached all year long, and I think you've got a Wildcat team that's got a couple guys that are out with injuries. You might be able to wear down this Eagan squad, especially on a night where it's 85 degrees and humid.
Well, last year it was homecoming, for the Wildcats when they took on the Farmington Tigers. Ended up pretty well for the Wildcats, taking home the win 18-10. But it's a new year, it's a new season. But at the same time,
as Yogi Berra said famously, hey, it's deja vu all over again. So let's see if the results are the same here in 2025. Kickoff just moments away here on ETV. And just in time for kickoff, you are looking live at Wildcat Stadium. The Farmington Tigers, the Eagan Wildcats, and we are underway. Homecoming 2025 in Wildcat country. And the Wildcats are going to start that off with a kick going out of bounds. Great starting position for the Farmington Tigers. He's Nate Cron. I'm Mike Cook. Hey, thanks for joining us here on ETV and wherever you're watching us from. Look forward to a pretty good South Suburban Conference game tonight. Tigers 3-2, the Wildcats 1-4.
Well, it's homecoming 2025 for the Wildcats, and they're donning their green jerseys. You see there the Wildcats coaching staff getting ready to draw something up to tame these Tigers, but the Tigers have other plans, and they're going to bust out something, folks, on television that you haven't seen or don't usually see, and that is the single wing offense. And I'll tell you, as a former offensive lineman, this is a treat and a half.
Glad I'm not a defensive lineman that's got to follow this football in the Farmington backfield. And straight ahead, bouncing the back near side for the Tigers. Out across the 40. Good run that time by the name we are going to call an awful lot tonight. That's Chris Riak. Number 3, a running back, linebacker. And I believe he kicks, there's the punter as well for this Farmington squad.
Well, a multi-talented individual. Going to be definitely playing football next year for somebody. But the Wildcats already had a chance to calm those guys down, make a stop in the backfield, lost containment, and he goes for 6 yards.
Absolutely. Again, a unique offensive set for the Tigers. Straight back, Rehak takes the snap and tries to get that pile to help him go forward. It's going to be close to a Tiger first down. And the officials on the far side are saying move the sticks. 2 plays, 10 yards, fresh set of downs for the white-clad Tigers tonight.
Tigers averaging over 5 yards a carry this season. Mike, with as many rushing attempts as they've had, that's really churning out the yards. Cats are going to have to make sure when they have an opportunity to make a tackle for loss or a tackle for a no gain, maybe a +1, they wrap up and get that player down. Otherwise, the Tigers are going to wear them down.
Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Handoff going to go near side with it. And Sherrier is all over Riak, but Riak still powers his way forward just a hair across midfield. Another nice first down pickup for the Tigers.
Yeah, about 5 yards. Sherrier was doing what he could to try to rip that ball out, Mike, and certainly that'll be the tail of the tape, I think, for this game. If both of these offenses want to run the football, both of them want to grind out yards and have 10-play drives, 12-play drives, but you can only do that if you hold on to the football. So we'll see if whoever commits the fewest turnovers tonight almost certainly is going to win this football game.
Sherrier for Eagan, by the way, second leading tackler for the Wildcats, tied with Hanson at 33 apiece. Drew Boyd, number 5, has 37 on the year. Bad snap, we've got a flag, and Farmington wisely falls back on the ball. That's Cade Boyles back at about the 41-yard line. But let's see what this hanky is about.
I'm guessing, as we take a look at the replay, the replay is going to be a little bit later in terms of coming into it, and it's going to be a false start or an illegal formation against the offense. I think that'll be declined.
Yep.
And I think what happened there is the Farmington Tigers were not quite set. You saw the quarterback for the Tigers, Boyles. Yeah, I don't know if he may not have been expecting that football. So there may have been a little bit of movement because the snap count wasn't quite where it needed to be.
With this offense, the single wing, there's a couple of guys that could receive the snap in a lot of these formations. 3 receivers to the left for Farmington. All been on the ground so far until this play. Too high that time for the intended target. Beck at 6 foot 190, maybe just a hair behind him. Riak slow to get up back at about the 35-yard line. That would be a huge blow for the Tigers if this is anything more than just getting a breather. He is back up on his feet, however.
Yeah, well, you mentioned before he's the punter, so I'm guessing he was maybe just retying his shoes because it's 4th and 13. And to credit to the Cats, they did a good job of getting the Farmington Tigers off the field. Now they got to do something with them. They got to receive the punt, get their offense on the field, and do something positive.
Back deep for the Eagan Wildcats on the punt return is Reeser, the UMD commit. He had a 25-yard touchdown run last week at Lakeville South. And this one is going to far side. It's going to bounce a little extra yards, and a nice job by Riak. That ball's going to go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, where Eagan will take over for the first time tonight on homecoming 2025. You can hear the band fired up, and we were out here a while ago, and I saw the band was standing up by the school playing, and I think they were kind of welcoming everyone here into Wildcat country tonight. It's a nice gesture, nice something cool to see.
Yeah, it's a community event here at Eagan, as we've seen many times before. We had the concert choir when some 8th graders doing our national anthem. We have the band here. Everybody's ready to go. Now the Wildcats have to deliver.
There's Chick-fil-A brick oven pizza and Finer Meats and Eats are here serving up all their goods. Keep this crowd full. Straight ahead, here's West. No, I think that's Gilbertson. Gilbertson bursting through. And Gilbertson hanging on to that football down to the 27-yard line. That would be a 58-yard run for number 7. Roger Gilbertson, the senior. And I would have sworn you see somebody sneak through a hole like that, I'm thinking it's got to be Parker West, but no, it is Gilbertson. And what a job by Gilbertson. Riak going for the ball, getting stiff-armed. He picked up an extra,
20
15 yards?
Yeah.
Maybe 20 yards, yeah, absolutely. Can the Cats do something after that play? Straight ahead, minimal pickup on first down. We'll say 3 it might have turned into on that one on the carry that time by number 29. That's Tommy Jamison. Jamison been getting a few more carries over the last few weeks. Brings up 2nd and about 7 for the Wildcats.
That's fine for the Wildcats. They've done a good job so far on this with the big run. by Gilbertson, but now they just need to keep grinding on the Tigers, keep getting positive 3 to 4 yard pickups every down.
West under center. Straight ahead. Nice run that time again. That's Jamison straight up the gut. And I believe that is enough for a first down. Yep. Official's right arm is in the air, pointing forward. Cats in the red zone for the first time tonight. 8-yard run that time. Well, now for the Eagan Wildcats, if you've been watching the Cats the last few weeks, the red zone has been an issue. I asked Coach Nick Johnson the other day, what is your percentage? And he just simply said, horrible, horrible. So can the Cats capitalize in this one?
Outside linebacker
Gilbertson kind of hops forward, maybe gets a couple there on first down. Kind of a makeshift offensive line tonight, by the way, for the Wildcats, as they've lost. Well, that's not good either, as Gilbertson limping off. We were talking about you lost Joey Will. He is out for the year, along with Griff Page, the sophomore offensive lineman. Griff's got a knee injury, and it's an ankle for Will. Pitch near side, cutting it up. Inside almost to the 5. That was Reeser that time on the carry. It's going to be spotted at about the 8-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 7.
Well, it's a nice change of pace. Great blocking up front. I can't pick out which Wildcat that was, but great blocking up front. But a nice change of pace, a little toss to the outside.
Halverson started to go in motion. He'll come back to the left side. Halverson yet to touch the football tonight. Straight ahead, is it going to be enough to move the sticks? What is the progress? I believe he got enough. And indeed he did. It says first down on the far side of the field. First and goal Wildcats. With 7:16 and counting to go here in this opening quarter. Jamison just straight ahead. Nice power. Nice stop that time, though, by Blandon.
Yeah, the Tigers gang tackling. That's what you have to do in the situations like that. When you know you've got a powerful back, and Jamison, he can torch him if they don't wrap up.
I thought there might have been a little movement in that line, but there wasn't. West tries to get the outside, will not get there. Nice job that time on the tackle. Danny Sather from his free safety position. Expect to be calling that name a lot tonight. Both he and Blandon, who have made that previous stop, also UMD commits.
Yeah, I have to say this is one of the more decorated in terms of commits and guys who are going to be playing on Saturdays next year. This is one of the more decorated classes I recall from Farmington Tiger football. I mean, that's a lot of talent in orange and black down there.
I know 54, Hank Von Bank. He's also getting some serious looks as well. I know Meiji is in consideration. And Cats hang on to the ball somehow. And they're going to give that. The carry will officially go to 29 Jamison, although West, I think, was right there with him, almost arm in arm, as we passed the halfway point of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, what happened there, I'm a little worried there because West and Jamison, watch West as he turns and hands this ball off, and there's Jamison's getting wrapped up as he's receiving the ball. West smartly says, I'm going to help you keep that ball tucked in, and he rides him down. At least it's a positive gain, but, I mean, it's 4-down territory for the Wildcats, I think, but, but it's still a long way to go. We've got to get more than 1 yard on this play.
Yeah, you don't get any yards. I think they kick a field goal, but we'll see. Halverson, can he get there? 6 points, Eagan. Gage, Halverson. His first carry of the game finds the blue paint. And the Cats up 6-0. Boy, Herod just missed making a big play there for Farmington.
I will tell you that blocking was not perfect on that play, but it was enough. And so I will tell you right now, the blocking needs to get just a little bit better, a little cleaner, do a little better job. But Halverson just does a good job of finding a seam, and that's what he had to do.
Swinging gate for the Wildcats. Sawyer Haglund to attempt the PAT. And the kick is up, and the kick has split the uprights. 5:27 to go. Opening quarter here on ETV. 7-0 Wildcats on homecoming, 20-25. 7 plays, 85 yards on that drive, I believe. 8 plays. I thought I might have missed one in there. Nate DeCron on top of it for us here tonight. Drive took 4 minutes and 22 seconds. There's that 58-yard run on the first play as a nice jump start for these Wildcats.
Well, we've seen the Wildcats over the last couple of seasons bust out some big plays, Mike, and make some big, really flip the field with moving it. Traditionally, teams will often do that with the pass. The Wildcats need to do it on the ground. Now, the important thing that I think they've got to keep in mind, though, is that that's not always going to happen. It's much more likely you're going to have those 3 to 4 yard, dives and options and things like that. Just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and then once in a while those big 58-yard plays are going to bust out because you've got some speed on your team too.
I think I stand to correct him, by the way. A couple of those plays I said it was Tommy Jameson, 28. It was actually 29, Chris Brandt.
Kicking off.
We're only week 6 of the season. You think we know who these guys are by now.
To receive Austin Radley, number 2.
This one much better kick, returnable for the Tigers from about the 7-yard line. There's a seam and there's a hole. It did close, but a nice return out near the 35-yard line. That was by Ty Beck, number 14, for the Farmington Tigers, who will take over. 5:20 to go here in the opening quarter. Farmington did get 1 first down last time they had the football, and then had to punt after kind of a bad snap, set them back. So from the 34.
You saw in that first drive for the Farmington Tigers the same thing that has plagued the Wildcats, getting behind the sticks, getting off schedule, and it really creates some challenges. Now the Wildcats have got to do it again.
Beck, left side, chased by Heinlein. Taken down that time. Nice job by the Eagan backer. Charlie Heinlein catching Beck. It's going to be a loss of about 2. But again, let's give that Eagan defense credit. They spread them out and made the stop.
No, that was textbook. That's exactly what you want to do. You keep moving, you keep your feet moving, you keep your outside shoulder free. The Wildcats so many times have lost outside contain, and opponents have been able to take advantage of that. That time, they did a great job stringing that out, and there was a group of Wildcats heading in that direction.
What was that Coach NJ told us before the game about the defense? Stay in your lanes, stay in your spots. Beck again. It's maybe 4 that time as runs into the heart of that Eagan defense. A lot of guys in on that stop. Matuszewski, I should say, in there as well, big number 99. And actually he'll come off the field at the moment. Here on, it's going to be 3rd and about 7 for the Tigers. Trying to get a little noise in the pit down below us. Cheerleaders are urging the Wildcat fans to get up on their feet. Wrapped up that time, is raveling. And it's going to be punt time once again for the Farmington Tigers. Just felt like that one was a little slow to develop for Farmington.
Well, they did a nice job of, on the right side of the line, bringing an offensive lineman kicking out on the right side of the line, hoping to bring people to that side. But then all of a sudden they go back to the left side. I would think the Tigers would punt here, but you never know. Maybe they decide this is 4-down territory. I think if I was Coach Nick Johnson, I'd want to have a timeout ready just in case they come out of this looking like they're going to run a regular play, which I think so far they might be doing. Absolutely. It's 4-down territory, Mike.
Or do you just try to draw Eagan off? Nope, they're going to run it. Right side. Plowing ahead. First down Tigers. Raveling just lowered that shoulder. Basically ran over a Wildcat at the end, get a couple of extra yards. Nice call for the visitors, and more importantly, fresh set of downs.
It was a great play call. It was a great execution. There was a little bit of misdirection in the Tiger backfield. See if we can pick it up here. You have a player pretending like that snaps over his head, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Here comes big number 2 plowing forward for the Tigers, raveling. And like you said, lowers the shoulder, made sure he got the first down. So, again, good call, good execution for the Tigers.
Inside 3 minutes to go, opening quarter. Flag on the play, Beck going around the end. And Beck's going to get 7, but let's see what the hanky's all about. I'm assuming Farmington's going the other way.
It's
judging by where that flag was thrown.
This one's coming back. I was noticing it. I don't think a single offensive lineman other than the center was in the right place. I think looked like the entire offensive line had their helmets well behind the center's butt. And that's just too far back. He has to be at least splitting the hips. Their helmets have to split the hips of the center. Watch this here. You can't quite see it from this angle, but you can see there are a lot of helmets well behind the rear end of the center, and that is in fact the call. Somebody has to sit out a.
Yeah, it was number 67 for the Wildcats. It was Darnell Watkins.
Okay.
Kind of in the middle of all that. First and 15 for the Tigers.
Tigers are off schedule. Mike, how are they going to react?
And they're going to run it straight ahead. Get about that 5 back that was taken away on the penalty. And I believe that was number 6, Boyles, on the carry. I think. Let's take a look at that replay. Actually, straight ahead was Riak, my bad.
I will say the Wildcats had 3 guys tackling a Riak. I think that's enough. You know, 3 guys to take him on. Yeah, we'll take that if you're a Eagan fan.
You would hope that's enough.
You would hope that's enough.
Riak's a heck of a football player.
Yep.
Tough kid. With 5 on the last play, they need 10 on the next 2 plays, do the Tigers. And they're going to need 10 on that 3rd play because number 2 is wrapped up, raveling, gobbled up by a couple of Wildcats on the far side. Reeser, I believe, first man in for the Eagan Wildcats.
Reeser.
And it's 3rd and 10.
Forgive me, Mike. Reeser makes the tackle. Let's see if we can check out on the far side who makes that play. It's actually
Drew Boyd, the initial.
Yeah, Drew Boyd did a nice job of forcing Boyle around the outside, raveling out around the outside. So, I mean, it was a good – he didn't make the tackle, Reeser did, but Boyd did a nice job of forcing that play into another lane. Big move, big play for the Wildcats.
3rd and 9 Tigers. One would think they go to the air here, but 3 receivers to the right. Timeout taken by Farmington. Seemed like there was a little confusion among the receivers on the right side. Now, if one was a little too far up, I'm not certain if that's what caused the timeout, but nonetheless, first timeout of the game goes to Farmington here with 43 ticks to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Mike. I think the Tigers weren't quite in the right alignment. We had at least one player who wasn't sure if he was supposed to be on the line or off. So it's a good chance for opportunity, good opportunity for everybody to say, look, it's 3rd down and long. Let's make sure we've got everybody lined up in the proper position. Everybody understands their assignments. And for the Wildcats, they've got to be thoughtful here. I mean, keep them in front of you. Give up 5, but don't give up 10, right? So, I mean, if the Tigers are going to run the football, that's fine. Let's just rally to the ball, stop them short of the line to gain. And if they're going to pass the ball, they've got to get in those lanes. They've got to get their hands up. They've got to do something to disrupt that ball, making it over the top. The Tigers in their first drive attempted a pass, and it was a little behind the receiver. If it had been on the money, Tigers might have been in business.
Absolutely. You see the pit flag there, and it is not moving because there is no breeze.
It's hot.
It is currently 80 degrees, and it is humid. And by the way, this is week 6 of the football season. Quarterback keeps it out near midfield, well short of the first down was Cade Boyles. A lot of green shirts all around the senior signal caller, Nick Ross, up from his safety position. Helped finish him off.
Gotta say, you gotta be proud. If you're the Wildcat defensive coach, you gotta be proud of the effort these guys are putting through. They're running hard and they're rallying quickly. I mean, we've seen situations where it's one guy, he misses a tackle and the back goes for multiple yards.
Let's give Jakey Dorkstead a little credit too. He came up 24 in green, forced them outside, and Ross able to finish him off on a nice one-on-one tackle.
I think you got to expect a fake or do something. You got to expect something crafty here.
Well, quarter is going to expire or has expired. So the teams are going to flip by about, what, 5 yards?
Yeah, something like that.
Flop sides at midfield?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But, here's what I'll say for the Farmington Tigers. They went for it earlier in this drive on 4th and 5. It is 4th and, say, 7 now, and they're at midfield. All right? So if I'm the Cats, I got to expect something crafty here from the Tigers, because if they went for it earlier in their own end, deep in their own on their first set of downs, I think they're going to do something crafty here. Now, again, maybe they came out understanding that there was going to be a flip of the quarter. They came out, showed punt, and now they're going to come out and run their offense. I don't know, but Cats have got to have their heads on swivels and be smart on this one.
One other part of that, too, is you look at what the defense is going to give you, and maybe you see something, just even if it's just the one play and the one setup, and they did take the timeout. So it looks like Riak is back. Looks like he's going to be back to punt as the Eagan band cranking it up. Good to see them here tonight. You mentioned the stands are packed on the home side, and I would say it's 80% full over there on the Farmington side. High, lofty punt, and that's going to take a bounce just inside the 15. Really favorable bounce. Cats are going to start inside their own 15 for the second time tonight. And actually, this is only their second offensive series of the night. Here we go early, all of 10 seconds into quarter number 2. Here on ETV, of course, your home for Wildcat Sports.
Speaking of those sports, the boys and girls varsity soccer teams ended their regular seasons this week. Section meetings are this weekend, and so next week both teams expect to have home games. Pay attention to your local listings and ETV's website, as we hope on ETV to be able to broadcast at least one or two of those playoff games.
Hard to believe it's already we're reaching playoff time. West to the outside. Actually, they're going to say he stayed in bounce. Picks up maybe a couple that time. Yeah, I saw some scores in the paper. Like I said, tennis has started their postseason. Soccer starting. I mean, the cross country, wow, must have a horse collar there. Cross country meet usually here. That's got to be, a couple of weeks from now? Usually like that Wednesday of MEA week. After this, 2 weeks of football season, regular season. Been a little game that time, straight up the gut. And it's Chris Brandt, the ball carrier. I think Farmington's got Brandt pretty well snuffed out at this point.
Well, you have to do it to keep the Tigers honest. But as you say, I mean, it's, the game-breaking, Brandt's the bell cow to go between the tackles, Mike. I think if you're going to try to break it, you need Gilbertson or Halverson or West or one of those guys to slip, to get a seam and slip a tackle and maybe take it, 20, 30, 40, whatever to the house. And so I imagine that the Cats will try something a little bit different here if they get the right look.
Here comes West, throw, lob, just a little too far. Trying to go near side. Good coverage over there by the Farmington Tigers. That was Brandt, the intended target, and on the coverage was Logan Petzinger. So punt time, presumably, for the Wildcats. Tigers able to put a little bit of pressure on West. Just trying to loft that up and just a hair too far. Not sure it would have been enough for the first down. So Petzinger was closing fast.
If Brent catches it in stride, I think he's got a chance. Yeah. But as you say, the defense was right there. As impressive as the Wildcats were on the first offensive series, they're unimpressive in this one.
Jamison kind of knuckles one high. Ball is a fair caught back at about the 45-yard line by Beck. Farmington, their best starting position of this football game, will be on the Eagan 45 early in the second quarter, down by a 7-0 count. By the way, Wildcat fans, Eagan home next Friday, tackle cancer game. The Rosemount Irish making the trek up Highway 3. And then the Wildcats finish the regular season October 15th. That's a Wednesday at MEA. That's at Rogers. It's a 6 o'clock start. So if you want to beat the traffic, get there by game time, you got to leave by what, about 3:30? Going up to Rogers on 94 there. Farmington, you've got Shakopee at home next week. And then at Prior Lake to end the regular season. So it'll be a couple of good tests for the Tigers, who gained 5 yards on first down.
I saw Boyle spin around. I saw Raveling spin around, and I thought maybe there was a chance that ball had come out. It was kind of an odd, from our perspective, it looked kind of odd, but he did a good job of tucking that away and anticipating contact.
Hands it off. Eagan all over that. Ball carrier swallowed up. That was Raveling. Number of Wildcats in there. I think Garcia might have been the first man in, number 90. We take a look at that opportunity and the nice play by the Wildcat defense. Actually coming in from the outside. Who is that? Number 5, Boyd. We said Boyd is the leading tackler on this squad, and it's like he got shot out of a cannon into that backfield.
Yeah, he read his key very quickly and shot through, and so this is now third down at about 6. Cats doing a good job of keeping the Tigers bottled up a little bit. Let's see if they can do it here on third down.
3 receivers to the right for Farmington. We're going to send a man in motion. And they're going to give that man the handoff. That's Beck. That's a first down across the 30-yard line down to the 29. First down, Farmington Tigers. Well drawn up, well executed.
Cats had a chance to keep that to a minimal gain, or keep them short of the line to gain, but you're going to see Beck take this ball. Watch right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too many broken tackles. The Wildcats have got to wrap up. I mean, credit to the young man for breaking the tackles. So, don't take anything away from Beck. He's excited. He's happy. There he is right there on your screen. But Cats have got to tackle a little bit better if they want to be competitive on that front.
Almost the same formation for Farmington. They're going to roll Broyles. Going to get gobbled up that time. That was Cherrier, I believe, first man in for Eagan. Hard to miss number 53 out there for the Wildcats.
No, I like the style points of this tackle. Watch here as he comes from the left side of your screen, and he says, "Can you give me a piggyback ride?" and takes him down. But I guess I'd like to see a little lower, a little better wrap around a little more wrap around the waist rather than up high. Tiger offensive line playing pretty well tonight.
Broyles, by the way, the quarterback, not Broyles, my error. I believe I called him that a few times. Cuts to the outside. Nice job up by the Wildcats, spreading him out. That's Raveling. And it's going to be third and long once again for the Farmington Tigers.
The Tigers are in 4-down territory as you see the Wildcats spread them out. Boyles are Raveling to the outside, but what a great job on the outside, keeping his outside shoulder free. Number 24, Bjorkstrand. Yep. Jacob Bjorkstrand just doing a nice job. He makes the tackle sort of, but he really just does a great job of breaking up the play. And I think that's with this single wing, folks. That's what we're seeing. And of course, it's a modified single wing. It's not exactly from the 1940s, right. but it's got some new modern wrinkles like split ends and spreads and things like that. Look at this unbalanced line to the right.
Tigers are going to go to the air. That ball is loose. He just lost that football.
But nope.
Daniels can't hang on. Oh, and Farmington is going to recover back inside their own 30-yard line. Darnell Watkins, he was thinking just going to the house, but the big man stopped from behind.
Well, honestly, I thought that was an incomplete pass too. I thought his hand was moving forward. What did you think, Mike?
I thought he slipped out. I thought this was the right call to let it go. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah. His hand went forward. The ball didn't.
Yep.
But because possession changes, Tigers are going to get this.
Tigers get the ball back.
Tigers get the ball back 1st and 10, but they lose a lot of yardage. That's an interesting one on the stat sheet, isn't it?
Yep. Darnell Watkins, 5'8", 200. You see him, there's 67 there.
He was thinking about a thick 6. That's what you call it when a big guy scores, a thick 6.
Yeah. Well, let's just say I don't think speed is his biggest asset, shall we say?
He's not a scat back.
No, not at all. And you saw his reaction. He knows he should have hung on to the football. But hey, how many times as a lineman are you going to get a football in your hands? So from their own 30 this time go the Farmington Tigers with a fresh set of downs.
And I'm glad I'm not the official statistician to have to figure out the nuts and bolts of that one.
Got to be a fumble each way.
Yep, it is.
And Tigers pushing the pile. think it's enough for a first down as I look at the official on the far side. And there go the sticks. They are right on the 40-yard line, and that's exactly the 10 that they needed. Well, is that the momentum builder for the Tigers? Again.
And I did not see who recovered that ball for the Tigers. I think I know who it was. I think it was 15.
I don't think it.
No,
I thought it was Beck.
Beck. It might have been Beck. Okay. So, but big credit to them, to that player, for running down the Eagan ball carrier.
Speaking of running, another run straight ahead that time. That's React. Well, the Wildcats do not want to see number 3 finding his groove.
And a defensive timeout for the Wildcats. Wildcats take their first of the half.
Tell you what, they had about 4 or 5 yards there after the initial hit. And this might be just to get the Wildcat defense a breather.
Well, they've had 8. This is 8 plays. I mean, it's a weird drive chart, Mike, but this is the 8th play they've been out there. It's hot. And remember, most of them ran that 40 yards or 50 yards all the way from one end to the other. So that's probably the equivalent of a couple of plays in there.
Yep.
So getting everybody a nice deep breath, relaxing. With just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, I think this is a good use of a timeout by Coach Nick Johnson.
Absolutely.
And the defense.
I believe that's the first time out for the Wildcats. Farmington has used one as well already. Here with 5:55 to go in the opening half. 7-0 Wildcats. Scored back on that opening drive. Halverson 4 yards around the right end.
And if you're a Wildcat fan, you just hope that fumble being fumbled back to the Tigers doesn't come back to bite you.
Looking to absolutely lofting that one downfield. Good battle down there between Beck and Bjorkstrand. I think we can safely say he arced that pass.
Yeah, there was some air under that one.
Absolutely.
But, credit to the receiver. He didn't give up on that ball. He did a nice job watching as he turns his eyes. Follow this ball. Watch the receiver. He's turning his eyes. It's back. But look at Bjorkstrand. He's standing his ground, but he's looking back. He's not playing the receiver. He's playing the ball. So there's a little bit of contact there. You see Beck holding his hands like maybe he's thinking for a call. But Bjorkstrand's looking right back at the ball.
Yep.
There's a little bit of back and forth, but I think the officials got it right there.
I agree. I think both players did a nice job of doing what they had to do. Straight ahead, Farmington. That's going to be, let's see what the spot is. They've got it, looks like right on the 50, and they are going to say first down. Boy, on the far side, it looked like that stick was just a little bit past the 50. Of course, those sticks are kind of a little bit of an estimate in there, but first down Tigers, most importantly. Keep that drive alive.
First and 10, Tigers at the 50-yard line.
I did not note the time that Farmington started this drive. Well, 6:43 after the fumble. But yeah, it was okay. It was 10-19 initially. And that's going to be a pass across. Raveling with the reception. First down Tigers.
Pass completed.
So this drive is eclipsed 5 minutes for the Farmington Tigers. We said it's on a hot, humid October night.
And that's play number 12, Mike. And I'll tell you right now, if you're a defensive player, you can see those guys in green out there with their hands on their hips. That means I'm sucking wind a little bit. It's hot out there. There is no breeze. The American flag at the north end of Wildcat Stadium is negative. It's not blowing. It's negative. If that makes any sense. There is, I mean, you could cut the air with a knife tonight.
From the 39 of Eagan. On the right side. Nice call. It's another 10, maybe 12 yards. React this time again. He said that young man has found his groove this quarter. And the sticks rolling once again. They're going to say officially spot him down at the 26-yard line. That's 13 yards.
React in motion, comes around, takes that from Boyles, goes knifing around the right end. And unfortunately for the Wildcats, yet another player, Sherrier, losing his helmet, so he's got to come out for a play. Buckle your chin straps, boys. Make sure your helmets fit properly, please. Both sides.
Direct snap. Raveling. Wrapped up.
Still
Still gets maybe a couple of yards there. Hansen among those in. Luke Hansen, number 52 in green.
Wildcats in on the tackle.
Again, that's just one of those looks. You can do so many things in this offensive formation that the Tigers run.
Watch what they do here. You can see them just squad. It's basically squad right. Everybody's headed right. And what Boyles is doing is he's trying to look for a seam, right? He's getting everybody to block out. And he's coming back in behind the blocks, and he's looking for a seam. Cats did a nice job of closing down there, and so far I have to say I'm impressed with the Cats defense tonight. They've played solid.
And David Comer lost his helmet on that play for Eagan, so he had to come off. Timeout taken by the Wildcats once again.
I think this is another good one. I mean, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is the 15th play of this drive, Mike.
Correct.
That's a long time for a defensive player to be on the field.
Absolutely. 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes, Farmington has had the football. Well, and you look at Eagan a week ago down at Lakeville South, they had that drive that took, I think it was 19 plays, took over 12 minutes of game time in the first half. And then they got stuffed on the one. Lakeville South gets the ball, 45, 47-yard touchdown run, another long touchdown run, and then a big punt return shortly before halftime, and South pretty much was in control at that point.
Yeah, that will tend to flip the momentum, right? Clearly from one side of the football to the other. But I like these defensive timeouts for Coach Nick Johnson. The Tigers definitely want to get on the board, but I'll tell you right now, if Nick Johnson can keep the Tigers to either 0 or 3 points here, that would be huge.
Well, if you're Farmington right now, you're 25 yards out from the end zone. React's going to get about 3 or 4 of that. But how much of this clock are you going to be able to eat up before halftime and really not even give Eagan a chance to have a realistic chance to score, if at all?
It's actually, React made more than I thought there. It looks like it's going to be about 3rd and about 2.
That pile definitely moved.
Well, Cats had him around the ankles, right? But he's such a powerful runner. He's such a good runner and a powerful runner. He just walked right out of the tackle. So the Cats have got to dial it up a little bit when it comes to that guy. I mean, otherwise they're going to be catching his vapor trail.
Yeah, Riak was only 5 for 51 a week ago against the Rosemount Irish. And this will be Beck. And fell forward. It's going to be close to the sticks. He does stay in bounds.
I think he's short. I think he's short.
We mentioned Riak had 5 for 51 a week ago. 3 weeks ago at White Bear Lake, he had 16 for 167. And another helmet comes off for the Wildcats.
It's unbelievable. I don't know what the epidemic is. I don't know if the
Fourth and 2, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did not get as much yardage. He looked promising, but he didn't get a lot around the corner.
I don't think he got any officially. Looked like he was kind of diving forward. 23 to go on the play clock, 2:12 before halftime.
17th play of this drive.
Huge play for both teams. The pit is right below us. They're going to let you know if the Cats make a stop. Hansen had him, and they're not going to get there. Quamaine Leanweber, first time he's carried the ball tonight. And number 31 is only going to get about one. Eagan Wildcat defense holds. And with a $1:55 to go, watch Luke Hansen burst through. And then you got some help. Brandt and company.
It was a destruction of Wildcats, Mike, and it had to be. You see the Tigers talking about it on the sideline. I don't think it was necessarily a poorly drawn-up play. I thought it just didn't quite come off for them. Huge stop for this defense.
Leanweber did have the touchdown a week ago for Farmington in that loss to Rosemount. And for the Wildcats, at this point, you just hang on to the football. Farmington does have 2 timeouts.
And they just called one.
Yep. Let's face it, you and I have seen the Wildcats enough this year. There is a propensity to put this ball on the ground as Gilbertson is going to be slow to get up. He was dinged up a little bit back in that first quarter. It kind of limped off. And going to need a little more assistance this time.
Good opportunity for everybody on both sides to get a big drink of water and try to rehydrate.
It will be 2nd and 10, by the way, when we go back to action.
We do want to thank you for joining us here on ETV, whether you're from the Eagan area proper, or if you are from Farmington, down Pilot Knob Road or Cedar Avenue or Highway 3, however you get home. And whether you're from Aberdeen, South Dakota, Knoxville, Tennessee, Argentina. We have Argentina people watching us on ETV Sports, Mike. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Que pasa?
Que pasa, that's right. Or Parts Unknown. Thank you so much for making us part of your evening and enjoying Friday Night Lights with us. As you see there, the pit, you see the dance team ready to go. Band is over there on the left.
Is it wrong to call Parts Unknown the same as Madison, Wisconsin?
No, Madison,
I understand
Wisconsin.
we have viewership over at that dry campus.
No, Madison, Wisconsin is not Parts Unknown.
Okay, just checking. And I know Ames, Iowa, they're generally checking in.
When I was growing up watching professional wrestling, the meanest, toughest guys were always from Parts Unknown.
Super Destroyers, was it?
Parts Unknown. Might have been.
Eagan with the football. Halverson cuts it back up, and he's out near the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Eagan Wildcats. Second carry of the game for Halverson, and it's another key carry for the Eagan Wildcats. He had that touchdown earlier.
Cats do have one timeout left, as do the Tigers. Let's see if the Cats get some yardage on the big yardage in one of these next two plays. Maybe they'll start calling it.
Remember, Eagan gets the ball to start the second half as well. There's Brandt once again. 2 tough yards, maybe 3. Wrapped up by a number of Tigers. I believe the first man in was Hank Von Bank.
You know, given that you have the football in the second half, Mike, maybe this is a situation where you're just conservative.
Yep.
You just keep handing this ball off, hard dive over the A-gap, right between the center and the guard. You button up with all your hands, and you just walk into the halftime locker room.
Out across the 40. That's going to be a first down. Eagan and Halverson on the carry once again. So let's see if they decide to. It's about a 9-yard run for Halverson. So first down at the 42. 45 seconds and counting. Here's the pitch. He's trying to string it up and going to stay in bounce, however, on that far side. That was Jamison.
Cats are running back to the line like they almost want to run another play.
We got a whistle timeout, Eagan.
Yeah, Coach Nick Johnson says, nope, we'll get a timeout. Give our guys a chance to rest. Get lined up properly here. Now all that being said, because I know I'm getting the ball here coming out in the second half, as you see, the Cats trying to take it around left end with Jamison.
Yep. Riak with a nice stop, though. Again, he strung it out. He had some help out that, I know, from Petzinger. And I think maybe more importantly, Eagan was not able to get out of bounds, so that you've got to burn that last time out. And
now, Mike, I will tell you from my perspective, I'm the color guy. It's my perspective. The Cats should not put this in the air.
no.
Do not put this in the air. Run it again. I'd rather have a 2% chance of getting a touchdown and a 100% chance of getting into the locker room 7-0 rather than give this Farmington team any life whatsoever. Because heading into the locker room right now, if we just ran off the next 25 seconds, Cats have big momentum going to the locker room. Right. Don't do anything in the next 25 seconds that's going to create momentum for those guys in white and orange out there.
Well, if the Cats are short, I do expect Farmington to use that last time out and at least force one more snap for the Wildcats. Inside handoff. Actually, no, I bid on the fake. Great job that time by the Farmington defense. Urback over there to make the stop on West.
Yeah, that was just great penetration. It's not good when you've got offensive linemen very quickly after contacting the other team, turning around and saying, what's going on in my backfield?
Yep.
And the Wildcats, because West didn't get out of bounds, the Wildcats watch that clock run down to 0-0s, and they head into halftime with some, I got to say it, Mike, with some big momentum. And I will also say this. This is as good as I have seen this defense play maybe in the last 5 seasons. I mean, it's pretty close.
It's definitely very good tonight. Can they keep it up? That is one of the questions that will need to be answered when the second half begins. We're going to take a break. You're watching Wildcat Football Homecoming 2025 on ETV.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in girls flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask from the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51, so it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind-the-scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of laborers that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. And so we're here at the exciting conclusion installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How is it? Is it good?
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in girls flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask from the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51. So it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind-the-scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of laborers that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. So we're here at the exciting conclusion, installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd?
He got a collapsed lung from vaping.
He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
get set for second half action here on homecoming. 20-25, you see the score. The Eagan Wildcats 7, the Farmington Tigers nothing on a moon-filled evening here in Eagan, Minnesota. Again, he's Nathan Cron. My name is Mike Cook. Happy to be with you as the pit, well, the picture speaks for itself. The stands are packed on the home side tonight.
Stands are packed, and so far the Wildcats have given them some stuff to really cheer about, Mike, and it's exciting to be part of the program, especially now that the program is, on a regular basis is going to be competitive tonight. They've played some good football. Offensively, it's been a little uneven. I'll say it's been some good stuff offensively for the Wildcats, but a little bit of unevenness. They could have done a little bit. That second offensive drive, 3 and out deep in their own end was a little bit of a disappointment. But the Wildcats are going to get the ball back, so they've got a chance there. On defense, I think the Wildcats, as I said, going into halftime, I think this is about as good a defensive performance as I've seen from a Wildcat team probably in the last 5 seasons or so. They're really dialed in, and for whatever reason, they've figured out something schematically about this Tiger offense, and so far, they're wrapping up, they're making the tackles, and we've only seen a handful of broken tackles.
Again, in Farmington in that second quarter, they had that lengthy drive. It was boosted by the fumble that Eagan had and then fumbled back, but nonetheless, that was a huge, huge stop for this Wildcat defense.
Oh, it was massive, absolutely. I mean, it may have. In hindsight, at the end of the night, maybe it wins the game for them,
exactly,
right? It might be the difference in this football game.
As it is, Farmington to kick off to start the second half here inside Wildcat country. This one will go to the end zone. Wildcats will start at their own 20-yard line. Parker West and the offense back onto the field. They scored on their opening drive, and that started with Gilbertson, 58 yards on the first carry, and that drive ended with Halverson with a 4-yard run, who you see number 6 in green for the Wildcats. And yes, it is homecoming. Yes, the Wildcats wear green on homecoming.
Not sure how I feel about that, but I think I've made that pretty clear on broadcasts over the years.
I'm fine with it. I'm not fine that they were green last year against Edina, but that was last year. Parker West, the quarterback. And straight ahead, nice surge that time. Threw a hole in that line. That was 29 for the Eagan Wildcats. Chris Brandt, he had a lot of tough yards in that opening half for the team in green, and he gets 8 tough ones right there to start things off in quarter number 3.
2nd and 2 Wildcats at the 28-yard line.
Brandt came into this game, 26 carries, 75 yards on the season. West, the top yard gainer, coming in with 398. He has a couple of very lengthy touchdown runs. And there he goes again. Can he get one here? No, he'll pick up a first down, though, with ease out to the 35-yard line. 7 yards for the sophomore, and fresh set of downs for the Eagan Wildcats.
But that is one thing the Farmington Tiger defense has done really well tonight, and that is take away Parker West. Not giving him any opportunities really to break one or slip through their fingers. They've done a good job of forcing other players in the Wildcat backfield to try to make plays. Let's see if maybe the Wildcats double down on West and maybe try to get him going here in the second half.
It's like maybe an audible by West. Hands it off straight ahead. Again, 8 yards on first down for the Eagan Wildcats, and again, it's Brandt. Well, the Eagan offense, they will take that all night long.
Well, this is a great seam off the right side. Well, look at this seam and look at this surge. Yeah. You got guys, look, okay, so you ordinarily, I'd say that, I got a concern if I see my guys going down the field, not hitting anybody, not making contact with anybody. Instead, I've got multiple offensive linemen downfield seeking somebody to hit, and there's nobody to hit. I mean, it's just, schematically, Cats found a good spot for that one.
And we touched on it earlier. We've got offensive line was going to be a strength of this squad this year. Then they've lost 3 of those starters, but I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the O-line tonight. Brandt again that time. As I say that, he gets maybe one, setting up a 3rd and short for the Wildcats. You've got Max Kelly at center. He moved over there a few games ago. Max is just a sophomore, but he's 6'4", 270. And Marshall Beerley, 65. Peyton Granboy, 60. They're your guards. Both of those guys, by the way, are going to UW Eau Claire, recent commits. Saw Michael Matzig, sophomore, number 50, is playing tackle tonight for the Wildcats. And who get a first down out across the 45-yard line. By the way, Joey Noreen, the other tackle for the Wildcats, he wears number 71.
Big surge here by the Wildcat offensive line. You see him now searching. Oh my goodness gracious! I got to tell you, if I saw Granboys coming down to me like that, he looked like a Pamplona bull. Right into your living room, folks. Our ETV crew on top of this.
Award-winning ETV crew. West keeps it. This may be a couple dragged down that time from behind. Number 5, first man in, was Logan Petzinger for the Farmington Tigers. I haven't called Petzinger a whole lot tonight, but I know he's one of the top defenders for this squad. And you know what? And right there, that play, Parker West is showing how he's matured on this season. Early on, that was a guaranteed pitch. Said he saw there was nothing there, just kept it, took what the defense gave him.
Lived to fight another down.
And then another down, and this time is a pitch left side. And Reeser gets tripped up. He's tripped up at about the 47, but he falls forward to about the Farmington 47-yard line. Eric Stender was the man on the stop for the Farmington Tigers. We're going to say he was down at the 49 officially.
What a sneaky little fake dive pitch out to Reeser. I like that. That is a play in the first 2 games of this season, Mike, I don't think we saw too much of. But I like it here against this defense. It's taking advantage of the fact that the Tigers want to be direct, want to be physical, want to attack.
12 on the play clock. Again, maybe a change of plans for the Wildcats. That was not the call you wanted to go into. All over that play were the Farmington Tigers. Nick Tuma. Brandt meets Tuma for a -2.
It's a Tuma, no question about that. And the Cats are going to be punting on 4th down. Disappointing, but see if we can pick out what happened here. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what happened. He shot the gap and nobody blocked him. Now I don't know if the line splits or the line assignments changed, but I'll tell you right now, whatever they changed to, not okay.
Kick will be returnable from the 10. This is Beck. Cuts near side, cuts back up. Gets out across the 20-yard line. And he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, where Farmington will take over for the first time here in the second half with just about 5 minutes elapsed in quarter number 3. Let's see what the Tigers, what they kind of adjustments they make coming out for the third quarter.
Well, historically, you know, the Tigers have gone to this single wing kind of attack, and that changes the dynamics on so many things, Mike. But historically, the Tigers had success spreading the Wildcats out all over the field and then running at them with some of the great running backs that the Tigers have had over the last handful of seasons. So maybe they try something like that.
Almost a bad snap that time. Good job of catching the football, and maybe a 1-yard pickup ultimately. And coming up off the bottom of that pile once again is Chris Riak. Well, we have a shot of that snap, but he had to reach out to his right. Grab that ball.
Yeah, that ball almost made it.
Check that back. That was Lineweber, 31, not 3 Riak.
Yeah, that was that ball almost snuck right by him.
Yep.
It's good that he kept his eyes on that ball. If he had taken his eyes off that ball because he was starting to run before he had caught the ball, that might have been disaster for the Tigers.
And yet he still made a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I had 1-2 on my sheet. Now I got to change it.
Yeah, credit to that junior. On the left side, cuts it back up. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Tigers as Boyles keeps himself, gets out near the 30, let's call it the 39-yard line. He's got about 3 yards to go.
Good job by the offensive line knocking the Wildcats down. The Wildcat defensive line was trying to undercut the offensive line, keep them off the linebackers that time. Interesting technique.
Nice job. I didn't see who that was that came up from the corner position, but just really hustled in to really stop that play. 3rd and 3, Tigers. Gobbled up, gobbled behind the line. This one's a react. All over were the Wildcats on that one. Boyd was the last man to get him. Bjorkstrand was in there. Number 10 was in there, Nathaniel Lee. A shorter list of who wasn't in there for Eagan on this play.
It was a big destruction of Wildcats. Right side of your screen. Good job that time by
Nick Ross started it.
Yeah, by Ross starting it, and then everybody else piling on. And it took, oh my goodness gracious, it took, what, 4 guys to bring React down?
Yep. So Tigers lining up in punt formation. Down to 4:49 and counting. Rapid 3rd quarter, low kick. Fair catch called for by Reeser back at the 37-yard line, where Eagan will take over for the 2nd time in this 3rd quarter, up by a 7-0 count on that touchdown back in their opening drive.
Well, it's interesting. I think the Tigers, based on the way that they've slowed down the Wildcat rushing attack in the last couple of offensive series, I think they're comfortable punting that ball away because they feel like they get a stop. It's up to the Wildcat offense to do something here that's going to make the Tigers pay for that.
And we got a nice surge that time. That's out across the 40-yard line. I believe that was Halverson, the man with the, actually Brandt comes up off the bottom of that pile with the football for the Wildcats. Saw Noreen trying to lead the way, 71 in green.
Yeah, unbalanced line to the field, meaning to the wide side of the field, which is the top of the field, top of your screen.
2nd and 6 at the 41.
Eagan again, no receivers in the formation. West keeps. West midfield and just out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, they're going to say. But you know what? First down Wildcats on that 11-yard quarterback keep by number 12.
West out around the left side here. Honestly, I thought my eyes went with Brandt. My eyes went with Brandt on the dive back. I thought Brandt still had that football. It wasn't until you said West that my eyes shifted. But Brandt would have had, I think Brandt would have had that first down too by a good margin.
That one, I would say, goes just off the left side. But again, though, another nice first down pickup by Brandt and the Wildcats. Another 5. You know, I think we said in the pregame show where they had those 2 clowns standing on the field talking, one of the things we had said was this could be a tough game for the announcers. For the way Farmington, who's got the football, we're seeing that with Eagan.
Yeah, and that's not something we usually are battling with the Wildcats doing a little bit of misdirection that time. No misdirection there at all. It was straight ahead smash mouth football.
Near side, Reeser, and he's going to say he stepped out of bounds. Minimal pickup. Von Bank, I believe, first man in for the Tigers, 54 in white. Petzinger was coming over to help on the play as well.
Cats have got to be careful. You can see the Tiger coaching staff on the far side. Their offensive line is firing off this ball very, very quickly. And I think if you break it down in slow motion, the Farmington sideline might have a point that the Cats might be leaving, maybe their tackles or guards maybe leaving a little early. They've got to be careful because the officials are going to be watching for it now.
Everything was clean there. Interesting decision upcoming for Nick Johnson and the Eagan Wildcats. It's going to be 4th and about 3. We're inside 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. You've got a 7-0 lead. And I would imagine the Eagan Wildcats are going to go for it. Brandt already looks like he's well beaten up tonight.
Yeah, you can see the eye black just running down his face. He's giving the last full measure as you see the Tiger faithful getting into it. It's jersey out is their theme here tonight.
West, I think, was initially going to maybe try and draw Farmington off. 7 on the play clock. In motion. Pitch near side. Across the 40 is Reeser, and it depends on the spot. I think he's got enough. He had to get to the 38. It looks like he got to the 37.
That's first down.
The official was right there. Our view was blocked by the Eagan bench. might have a good look on the replay. Let's take a look. Some of the coaches up here for Farmington aren't sure he got a good spot. I don't know.
Yep.
I can't tell from that angle.
Looked like the spot was, from our position up here, looked like the spot was fair. It looked reasonable.
Aiden Hare, by the way, the man, the stop. West, pitch, Reeser. Lowers that shoulder. Gets forward about the 31-yard line. Carried Petzinger for about the last 3 yards.
Yeah, I didn't have Grady Reeser as knocking guys down and carrying guys Zonka style down the field on my bingo card tonight, but
let's face it, I mean, Reeser hasn't been a running back much this season. Nick Johnson said they're trying to weave him into the offense a little bit more. He plays cornerback on defense and arguably one of the best athletes on this team. So I suppose you're just trying to look out west, hang on to that football, and he did. Gobbled up that time. Darren Newbert for Farmington with the stop. Or check that, number 11, Blandon, not 12, my bad. 11 tackled 12. But anyway, they're saying, yeah, Reeser, just get him some carries and see what happens. Well, he had a 25-yarder, we said, a week ago at South. He's had some nice carries tonight for this Wildcat squad.
Okay, that play right there, West holds on to the ball, but watch Brant. Brant had 5 yards. Brant had 5 yards if you just give it to him. And so I think West is, hopefully for the Wildcats, their coaches are talking to West saying, hey, get that ball to Brant.
And then he bobbles the snap, and it's going to be 4th and about 7 for the Wildcats.
Not sure if that was the snap or the attempted handoff. Maybe our award-winning ETV crew will give us a replay that can help us decipher that one. But
it looked like maybe he tried to turn out just a hair early.
Yep, bobbled the snap.
Yep, turned his head, it looked like. 4th and 8. Wildcats need to get to the 26-yard line. You see on the top of your screen. Will not run a play as we get to the 4th quarter with the Eagan Wildcats up by a 7-0 count, at a huge play for both teams coming up as we start the final, dare we say it, 12 minutes of regulation.
I knew you were going to do that, Mike.
That's what we do.
But that's what we do. I'll tell you something right now. The last time, I'll have to go back and look, and I won't get it done until next week. When was the last time the Wildcats went into the 4th quarter not conceding any points to an opponent?
I was wondering that.
It's probably been a long time, because even in times when they've dominated opponents, those opponents have often got a small one touchdown or a field goal or something. But I'll tell you, it's been a long time.
I want to say actually maybe a couple of years ago against Eastview, when Eastview was, they were rock bottom, and the Cats took it to them pretty handily. But again, I'd have to look on that.
But it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
And that's why when Coach Nick Johnson says, hey, I think our defense is playing pretty well, I got to tell you, he wasn't just blowing smoke in our ears. I mean, his defense is playing well.
They are.
But now the offense has got to come up with something. They got to dial it up here and find a way to get a first down and keep some momentum. And I'll tell you, if the Tigers stop him here, Tigers stop him here. Credit to their defense. But Cats have got to dial up something.
The Pit, they're fired up. Yeah, we go back. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're Eagan, you got to punt this football from the 35. Pooch kick will be just fine. Sky it. And that ball is going to roll. It's actually going to be down at about the 12-yard line. Well, I absolutely think that was the right call for the Wildcats.
No, I think that was a nice play. Nice play. Just a little Pooch punt. You never know what's going to happen there. And so with 11:51 here in the 4th quarter, the Tigers will take over on their own 12-yard line. And they need a touchdown.
They do.
They need a touchdown.
I just got a text from a viewer said maybe homecoming against Hopkins was a shutout, but that was 4 years ago?
Yeah. It's been a while.
Remember Hopkins came in here and they were, but that program has turned around nicely.
It just goes to show you, if you get a good coach, good coaching staff, and get kids who buy in, you can accomplish amazing things.
Tigers looking for their first points. They're going to start deep in their own end. And gobbled up that time is Raveling. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. And if he did, that would be the maximum that he got. Again, a horde of Wildcats in on that stop.
Yeah, blocking isn't bad. He's sticking it in hard. He's just trying to get 3 or 4 and fall down, get some forward momentum. Because I'll tell you right now that the Tigers, this is a huge drive for the Tigers. Based on the way the Wildcats have moved the football and ground up some time, this could be the last time the Tigers, and this sounds crazy, this could be the last time the Tigers touch the ball. Could be their last offensive series of the game.
I want to give Luke Hansen, the linebacker, credit. He came in, made the initial stop, got knocked down, but then was still able to trip up Raveling on that last play. And again, this time it's Beck with the opportunity. And again, maybe back to the line of scrimmage for the Farmington Tigers.
That was an inside reverse, Mike. That was a nice play call by the Tigers trying to take advantage of the Wildcats. Watch this inside reverse. It goes one way, and now he comes back the other way. But look at the Wildcats staying at home, filling that gap.
Cherrier
doing a nice job. Cherrier with a good tackle. At 3rd and 11, I mean, this is...
it's not 4-down territory.
It's not 4-down territory, I don't think yet, but maybe this is a time you go to the air if you're the Tigers. We'll see.
I think you just make sure you don't have a turnover at this point. I'm thinking they stay on the ground, but we'll see what happens. Looking out, rolling. Ball's caught, very minimal pickup. Just kind of caught Beck as a safety valve. And it's going to be 4th and really long.
4th and 8, maybe 4th and 9. Watch this.
Yeah, he might have got, looks like they're going to give him 3 or 4. But again, good coverage out there by the Wildcats. Heinlein.
Yeah, good job wrapping up, making sure that Beck didn't have a chance to twist away from him. Catch, if they feel this punt clean, should catch it and should be in Tiger territory to start this next drive.
9:42 and counting in the 4th quarter. Reeser back deep for the Wildcats. Low liner. And it's going to go out of bounds. Kicked it away from Reeser that time. Rehak, the punter for Farmington. So the Cats to take over at the Farmington 48-yard line.
Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here, Mike. I'm going to tell you right now, the Cats have got to score here.
I was just going to say, this is a game, I think a game-defining drive for both teams.
Absolutely. We're going to find out right now who wants this more. Is it the Cats or the Tigers?
And they gobbled up West. Got about 4. Tried to go off the left side. Brandt went straight ahead. Really nobody went with him. Nice job by the Farmington defense to stay with the ball carrier.
I would like to see Brandt, the way Brandt's been running the football, I would like to see Brandt at least once. Oh my goodness, Brandt had a massive hole. Look at that replay. There's a huge hole for Brandt. He wouldn't have been touched until he was 4 yards downfield with a head of steam.
I was just going to say, I noticed we have not seen Logan Gilbertson back in the game. I just noticed on the sideline, number 7 is on crutches. Let's hope that's nothing serious for number 7 in green. There's Halverson, though. First down to the 35-yard line. I'll take the Brandt again. I got to just assume it's Brandt between the tackles, isn't it?
I think that's safe. I'd go with that myself. Watch this nice surge off the left side. Lots of big bodies pushing other big bodies backwards.
Again, Kelly out leading the way from that old line position, 75. Fresh set of downs. 8.5 to go in the 4th. Brandt alone in the backfield, 29 in green. Yeah, I think straight ahead. That time was Brandt once again.
Yeah, I think at this point, you look at Brandt there, he's challenged by the heat tonight and the lack of wind. It's challenging for all those players out there, but the Farmington defense they've been pounded on a little bit tonight. So this is a kind of drive where they've got to have some extra juice in the tank because they've been out there, they've been pushed up and down the field a little bit by these big bodies by the Wildcats. And I'll tell you right now, it's better and it's hot, it's better to attack than catch.
Pitch near far side. First down, Cats. Ball comes out, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds before he got hit. Yep. I heard the whistle.
Yep.
I heard the whistle, and you can see the resignation on the Farmington coaches' faces. They know, oh my goodness gracious, That was a big opportunity.
Let me take a look at that once again. On that far side.
Nope. No, I can't see it from that one.
Yeah. And Bland, he did fall on it inbounds. I think he might have got a little carpet burn too when he dove on that football, the way he was pulling up some of the tape. Walking back. The ball is on the ground again. They're going to say the Cats are down.
Yeah,
back-to-back flirting with danger are the Eagan Wildcats.
Yeah, well, and I didn't, to be honest with you, I'm watching the Farmington coaches, and they were not too exercised about that one. I think they all knew he was down. But the Cats have got to do, I mean, hey, right now with 2 fumbles on 2 consecutive plays, Mike, this is really, really dangerous for the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely down. Good call by the officials.
Yeah, his bounty was down.
Here goes Reeser. Runs into his own man. Going to be 3rd and about 6. It's about a 6:43 and counting.
So this is the way I look at it, Mike, this is definitely 4-down territory for the Wildcats. You got 2 plays to make 6 yards. I tell you, if I was the Wildcats, I would attack the wide side of this field. Give maybe, let's see if I can get maybe Halverson to the outside or Reeser to the outside.
Right now it's Brandt in the backfield. In motion, Reeser. West keeps. West bounces outside. 1st down Wildcats inside the 10.
It was the shifty hips of V. Mason West doing a nice job of getting around to the outside.
Had to get that one in, didn't you?
Parker West. Did I say Mason West?
You said the Mason West.
The Mason West,
but
Parker West.
You told me that was by request from some
the Parker West.
Sophomore girls, I think you said.
I didn't say anything of the sort.
Okay, I heard nothing. Anyway, Parker West.
Parker West.
1st and goal from the 10.
Mason West is a quarterback, right? I'm not just imagining that.
Yeah.
Okay. Until he's a left wing or whatever.
Yeah, go play for the Blackhawks. What were you doing when you were 17? Jeez, there you go. I got it.
It's recovered by Parker West, number 12.
We said the Eagan red zone offense has been, well, to use Nick Johnson's words at practice the other day, horrible. And then he repeated it, horrible.
Yeah. Now this is where the guys up front, I know it's been a long game. I know you've played a lot of football, but this is where the guys up front have got to get this done. But that snap, let's put this on West. That snap's got to get to him clean, and I don't think it's Granboy's fault necessarily. He's not doing anything unusual.
It's Kelly, by the way.
Kelly, excuse me. I'm sorry. Kelly. I don't think Kelly's doing anything wrong. That ball's coming up on time on a target. West has got to make sure those hands get around that ball.
Pitch outside, big pop right at the sideline, but not much of a pickup that time for Jamison. Yeah, I'm looking down at the pit here just below us on the home side. They're ready to explode, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they want to see a touchdown. They want to see even a 1st down would be huge.
I'll tell you what, a field goal would be huge.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if this ball might be coming to the right side. That way, if the Cats need to have a field goal, maybe they've got a straight-on kick.
Well, first you got to make sure you get the exchange.
Yep.
There's the pitchy, Reeser. Cats absolutely flirting with danger. And the field goal unit does come onto the field. It's going to be Sawyer Haglund, the senior. Nice job by Farmington to stretch that play out. 51, Cole Bussey. First time we called his name tonight. Looks like it's going to be about a 27-yard attempt. Oh, snap, kick is up. Kick is through the uprights. It's 10-0 Wildcats. 4:11 to go in regulation.
Well, the Wildcats are not known for their great special teams over the last number of years. We've sometimes had what we have called euphemistically adventures in punting, but I'll tell you right now, we've had some big field goals, haven't we, Mike? We've had some big field goals both here and on the road.
And that might be one that puts this one into the win column for the Wildcats. We're going to see. They've got a 2-score lead with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Not going to say it's over, but I'm going to say I'd rather be wearing green than white right now.
Yeah. I was having flashbacks to that Jack Hansen kick down in Shakopee there.
Or the Alex Rodman kick to beat Burnsville.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just,
That was that on homecoming too? Rodman might have been.
Don't know.
I can't remember for sure. Was it that end of the field, though? I do remember
that. That end of the field.
So anyway, Farmington now got the goose egg on their side of the scoreboard with 4:11 to go.
Now, don't write off these Tigers. They clearly have the ability to go the other direction quickly.
3 timeouts available.
And 3 timeouts. Now, if I was the Wildcats, first of all, I might just kick this out of bounds.
No.
I might just, what I'm saying is I don't want a return of any kind. I want to get my defense on the field.
Squib it.
Well, squib, but yeah, squib. That's fair.
You kick out of bounds to get it to 35, which that was the first play of the game actually went out of bounds.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is if you squib it, he's going to get it right around the 30 anyway, but you deny them the ability to have any return at all.
Right, your top returners are one would think nullified. And they are going to pooch kick it near side. Bobbled, picked up. And Farmington will start at about their own 30-yard line. Blake Johnson doing the honors there, the senior wideout. Not a superstitious young man. As you see, he wears number 13. Farmington from their own 30.
The change of possession, this gives us an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about our award-winning ETV crew. Our executive producer is Josh Sibley. We've got Tim Shinyon on the graphics. We've got Carter Bain on audio, Ken Trainer on replay, and camera work provided tonight by Emmett Johnson, Winter Price, Kate Sibley, and Ryan Stanberg. Thank you so much for making us look and sound. Sternberg. Thanks for making us look and sound so good here on the air. Mike, you and I have got the easy jobs. Those guys make it all look so good.
Absolutely. Farmington first down from the 30. Yeah, option. They got a man deep. Halfback option to the Wildcat 35. Newbert on the receiving end, but there is a flag, but it's coming in late.
Yeah, that's going to be an extra 15. I think that's going to be an extra 15
I agree.
Against the Wildcats. A horse collar tackle or some such.
Yep. As it is, it's a 35-yard completion for the Farmington Tigers.
Yeah, I saw Boyd. I think that's Boyd. No, it's Reeser. And Reeser's chasing it down. But if you're the Wildcats in that situation, you've got to be careful and you've got to be expecting something like that. You have to be. It's the easiest way for the Tigers to get down the field quickly. And now it's a little more interesting down on the other end of the field.
Down Eagan 20. Aaron again, near side. Got a man. That's inside the 10, down to about the 8. Raveling on the reception.
I'll tell you
12 yards.
I will tell you right now, since the clock is stopped while they move the chains, it wouldn't break my heart to see Nick Johnson call a timeout here and try to arrest some of this momentum, as this is the second time that a Tiger receiver has been completely by himself in the defensive secondary.
And as you say that, I look out. There's a couple of defenders, hands on hips, bursting through. Good pressure. They got a late flag coming in. The ball's caught, but I think this one's coming back. Yeah, it's as Boyles rode to the right.
Yeah, Boyles was running to the right because one of the Wildcats had come knifing through, and that's going to be a hold against the Tigers.
Yep, Raveling with the catch for not.
Yeah, unlucky that time for the Tigers, but watch here. Let's see who it is. It's Garcia. Yep. Look, Garcia's 70's got a big handful of his jersey. That's Crumpleman. Gets a big handful of his jersey.
And when there's 2 flags thrown, you know it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was, he grabbed the jersey like that. It's going to be pretty obvious.
Right.
And Boyles is mobile enough. He probably didn't have to hold, but when you're offensive lineman, you got to do what you got to do.
So ball goes back to the 18-yard line. Going to the air. Maybe. Nope, keeps. And, boy, more tackling issues for the Wildcats. That turns into an 8-yard pickup on what could have easily been maybe only 4 or 5. That's Boyles, the signal caller. He is a senior, 6'2", 195.
Cats have got to make that tackle. You see 1, 2, 3.5 tackles. I mean, come on, guys. If you're in green, this is the time you got to dig deep.
Boyles thinking, got a man inside. Just a hair behind. Had to kind of throw a pump fake just for a split second. And then tried to hit Newbert coming across at the goal line. Cockle stop, 2:45 to go. And it's going to be 3rd and 10, 3rd and goal for the Tigers.
So if I was the Tigers, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you're Farmington, do you kick a field goal here if you don't get in right now?
Oh, sure. Why not?
I agree.
Why not?
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's if you don't get in here, absolutely kick a field goal.
Well, unless you get down to like the 1.
Yeah, if you're on the 1, maybe.
1 or 2, maybe.
Yep, I agree.
3 receivers to the right for the Tigers. Boyles inside. He's got a man. And that's going to be a touchdown. Tigers back with the reception. 10-6. 2:41 to go. Don't turn away from your television set yet.
Oh, the drama builds, Mike Cook. You said something about regulation earlier. Look at these Wildcats. This just the inside receiver comes right off the line. Nobody touches him until he has the ball in his hands. Big extra point here for the Tigers. They got a late runner coming on. They may have to. No, I don't think they're going to have to take a timeout. Looks like everyone's going to get lined up properly.
Roach for the PAT. That kick has plenty of leg and plenty of accuracy. 2:41 to go. Tigers cutting it close against the Wildcats. Can Farmington rally and ruin Eagan's homecoming? Can the Wildcats beat Farmington for the 2nd straight year on homecoming?
Well, get ready, folks, because we're going to see an onside kick. And unlike I think you're going to see an onside. I know they've got all 3 timeouts on the other side, but I think if I'm the Tigers, I'd
pooch kick it maybe.
I don't think you got to do an onside kick, huh? I would onside kick it here myself. Because I think giving the Cats the ball at the 50, let's say the 50 or 45 versus the 30 or 35, I don't think that's a big difference for me. And the chance to get that ball back is huge.
You still got to make the stop either way.
Still got to make a stop unless you get the ball back.
To get the ball back. If you're Farmington. Yeah, absolutely.
So the hands team is out for the Wildcats, which I think is a smart, prudent play here by Coach Johnson.
So theoretically, Eagan recovers whatever, whether there's an onside kick, gets the ball. However, the Cats can maybe get a first down after a couple of plays. Yeah. Farmington will burn a couple of timeouts.
Two first downs would do it.
Wow. Or just a long, few plays to get that first down, make Farmington burn all their timeouts. But it all starts with recovering the kick. And they are going to kick it all the way back. Will it reach the end zone? Just barely. Wildcats at their own 20-yard line. Little extracurricular on the far side. Nothing coming of it.
Yeah, everybody got up away from that one. Officials were right on top of it. Nobody wants to throw a 2:41 on the game clock. They're going to reset the game clock to 2:41. Wildcats take over on their own 20-yard line.
Boy, the way that ball was dying on the squib, I thought it was going to roll dead inside the 5.
That was really unlucky for the Tigers. They could have very well pinned the Cats back inside the 5-yard line. Ball security.
West. 2 hands on that football to about the 25. That's 4 yards on first down. Timeout taken by the Farmington Tigers. Just a reminder, Farmington fans, you're home next week against Shakopee. That's a 7 o'clock start down at Farmington High School. You're at Prior Lake to end the regular season on Wednesday the 15th. Cat fans, we're back here. Tackle Cancer game, Rosemount Irish. The 4th ranked Rosemount Irish next week here in Wildcat country. And then at Rogers, a 6 o'clock start to end the regular season. Playoffs for the big schools will start on the 24th of October. I just saw something today where the brackets are going to be announced on Thursday the 16th. Who goes where and which coach is upset because they didn't get a home game and yada, yada, yada. But that's a ways off right now. The Cats need to get 5 yards. And Nick Johnson told me at practice the other day, this is one of these games, you can pull it off. Eagan suddenly maybe becomes a team you don't want to see in the postseason. Don't let a 2-4 potential record. That's a big stop. Von Bank. Oh, actually, he wasn't Von Bank. It was West on the keeper. Got about 3 that time. Timeout again for the Tigers.
I got to tell you,
Farmington players, coaches are pointing at the clock, I think. Maybe need to maybe take a few extra seconds off. Let's see if they choose to reset that to anything. It's timeout number 2 for the Tigers.
I have to tell you, from a ball security standpoint, I don't like it when Brandt and West are not fighting over the ball, but seem to not be sure who's got the ball. Now, I guess one way to look at it is if both guys think they have it and both guys are going to make sure it's safe, that's one thing. But I will tell you that our parabolic microphone is knocked over by one of Eagan's finest down there on the sideline. I think they're making sure that if there is a field storm, and I'm not sure if there would be.
No.
I don't think there'd be a field storm, even though it is homecoming. But it is homecoming, so you never know. But in any event, Cats have got to be careful here. They've got to hold on to this football.
And if you get more than 3 yards, looking pretty good on homecoming. Tigers, you've got to get a stop. West. Advantage Eagan. 4 yards, they needed 3. And West took a hit.
Well, V. Parker West putting the team on his back there on 3rd down and short. You said it, Mike Cook, he needed 3 yards. He gets 4.
And that might have been literally and figuratively that team is on his back. A 2nd and 3rd effort.
He was bouncing around like a pinball down there.
Boy, Riak had that first pop for Farmington.
Yeah.
Well, now we're down to 2:04. Tigers have 1 timeout.
Now they're going to see if the Cats, can maybe help him out here.
Straight ahead, Brandt. To Eagan's credit, by the way, they snapped that ball with 2 seconds left on the play clock. But Brandt just lost his helmet, so he's got to come out for a play. Timeout Farmington, by the way.
Well, actually, he doesn't have to come out now because of the timeout.
Yep.
So Brandt can go right back in because of the timeout, if I understand the rule correctly.
I believe that's correct. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out, by the way. We haven't mentioned these 2 young ladies this year, but the Eagan student managers, it's Taya Johansson and Allison Moreau. Team managers never get the respect. The players, the coaches, they all know how much those young ladies do to help this team. That's actually number 19, Piper Larson. She's out with an injury. Yeah, I said she. One of the best flag football players in the state is Piper Larson. Also a pretty darn good clay target shooter.
Thanks for joining us here. Oh, pardon me, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, thanks for joining us here, folks, on Homecoming 2025. The Wildcats look to try to put the last few finishing touches on this one. And I want to say thanks to the band, thanks to the dance team, everybody who's made up this great community event.
West, my goodness. Check your pacemakers, ladies and gentlemen. Hearts may have skipped a beat there. At West even, he's shaking his head a little bit like, oh boy. Farmington out of timeouts. So Eagan will snap this ball with just under a minute to go.
Yeah, at this point, so ordinarily you want your quarterback keeping his eyes down the field, right, when he takes the snap. His eyes are supposed to be down the field so he can read what's going on. At this moment, West does not need to see what's down the field. He needs to make sure that ball makes it into his hands clean and gets it to Brandt.
Absolutely.
They're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to run that clock all the way down to 57 seconds. I'll say it, in regulation.
You get away. You know what, Mike? You get away with that stuff every year, and one of these times you're going to jinx it, and the Cat fans are going to be mad at you.
By the way, you and I will be doing boys hockey again this year, I believe.
We will be doing boys hockey.
So there we go. We'll get to use more in regulation.
I see a lot of the pit clearing out. Are you sure that they're not going to go jump down on the field?
I'm starting. When they're clearing out, yeah, that's.
I mean, to be fair,
I see some of Egan's finest are on the track.
Yeah, I think they want to make sure that there's not a lot of shenanigans. But
no offense to Egan's finest, but I don't think 3 of them versus the pit.
Yeah, well, and it's just off screen. You guys can't see it there on at home, but I will tell you, I think what they want to make sure is nobody comes over the fences.
That very well could be.
They want the kids to go through the fences or the gates on the far end, and you can see them lining up there. That's
more like Hormone Hill.
Yeah, well, it is, but you see that crush of people there at the gate.
Yep, they're ready.
If the Cats get a first down here, or if they rip off a big run,
got to start with the snap. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be fourth. Farmington says they have it.
Tigers say they have the ball. Do they have the ball?
The officials say.
What do the officials say?
How huge is this call?
And they do.
Oh, my goodness. Egan's Achilles heel may cost them.
This is absolutely unbelievable. I think that's 3 fumbles on that drive alone.
It was.
3 fumbles on that drive alone.
Unbelievable. But those kids are going to rush the field. They might want to hold off on that just a little bit.
Yeah, a little knocking knees down at the other end. This ball comes out. Let's see what. Yeah, it never even made it to West's hands. Never got even on that ball. He pulled out too early. It's a situation where everyone needs to be on the same page. Offensive execution, incredibly important. Tigers are going to go to the air, certainly. With no timeouts left,
I wouldn't be certain. You got 50 seconds. You make a couple of run plays here. You could get out of bounds.
I don't think they're going to. Okay. They had such success throwing the ball last time they had the ball.
Yep. Boyles to drop. Boyles got time. Well, he had time. Boyles in trouble. Lots of room. Now he should scramble. He doesn't. Back near side. That ball is caught by Farmington. Back at the 20-yard line. Blake Johnson comes back and makes the grab. Well, Bjorkstrand going for the pick, but it's Johnson with the grab.
Well, Johnson thinking that he was hit after he was down, but I think the referee's making the right call here.
We've got an illegal man downfield, though, for Farmington.
Illegal man downfield. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
That is a gutsy call at this time of the game. But you know what? Boyles was scrambling.
He was scrambling, and I'm sure his offensive lineman said, hey, let's get down the field and try to help out my quarterback.
And as you know, as a former lineman, you got that clock in your head is telling you how long you got to stay back.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Now the Wildcats have got to be smart, keep their outside containment for the defensive ends, and they've got to make sure that no one's running free in that defensive secondary.
Last play took 15 seconds. Rolling right, throwing. A little pitch and catch down to the 30. Farmington looking for a personal foul hit there, but none forthcoming.
Yeah, I don't think so there.
Nope. 9-yard pickup. Back on the reception. You know what? I hope they have this game on up at Tavern 13, Greg and Lisa's, Wyatt's Twisted Americana, and Scratch Pizzeria. Big sponsors of Eagan Wildcat football. 26 seconds from the 30. And remember, Tigers only need a field goal here to tie it. That one is going to be out of bounds. 21 seconds to go. I don't know what the range is on Aiden Roach, their kicker. If his extra point was any indication, you're going to give him a shot from 35, I think.
Well, if he can get to 35. Right now, it's going to be
47. 37.
Well, they're on the 30-yard line.
Right.
So you add 7 for that,
and
then you add 10 for the end zone. That's 47.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Sorry. Yeah. So 47's a long ways.
Sorry.
But, nope.
Going to go to the air. Wide open in the middle is Beck. Well, you're going to get a chance. You got to run up and spike it. Clock stops while they reset on the first down. Down to the 15.
Tigers have got to get set.
They've got some confusion. 78's got to hurry off. Down to 5, 4. And there's the spike with 3 seconds to go.
So,
Make sure the coach is up here hollering field goal.
Yep, well, field goal, that absolutely makes sense.
100%.
If somehow they'd been able to spike that with 8 seconds or 9 seconds, maybe you would give Boyles an opportunity to go that direction. And this is going to be, what, a 15, 25, 32-yarder?
32-yarder for Roach.
Straight on. To tie the game, Cats have got to make sure. Cats should be calling a timeout right now. Cats should be absolutely calling a timeout.
Roach for the tie. He got it. Guess what? We got free football.
You know what? You said it. In regulation.
I cursed them. And they're loving it over in the student section for the Farmington Tigers on a jersey out. And I'm watching them. They're not quite trickling back into the pit yet, but got extremely quiet on the home side.
Well, big credit to the Tigers. They did everything they had to do to try to get back in this one, and now the kids come running back to the pit. I don't know, you can't see it on your screen as you look at the Farmington student section. Now the Eagan kids are coming back to the pit because they realize they're going to have some, here they come, here they come, and there's going to be some extra football. We're going to have overtime.
I'm looking out in the parking lot. I see no taillights.
No, nobody's leaving early from this one.
Just a reminder, by the way, we want to say a special thank you. Chick-fil-A is here tonight. Finer Meats and Eats and Brick Oven Bus Pizza. Come on out, guys. Friday Night Lights. There's one more this year, and that is next Friday against the Rosemount Irish. And
I'll just tease this. Again, every team's different. Our Irish are ranked this year. They are a good team. They're a good football team. But Wildcats last 2 years have dominated the Rosemount Irish.
Yep.
They've dominated. And that's something that doesn't happen very often, or historically hasn't happened very often. So might be some fun football next week.
Well, teams get the ball at the 10, if I'm not mistaken in my high school overtime rules. It's been a while since we've had an overtime contest. Well, wind will not be a factor in overtime for either squad.
Wind will not be a factor.
I'm just thinking if you got to kick a field goal potentially.
Nope, there's no wind to speak of.
No,
We've got
not.
Extra football. Folks, don't go anywhere. And like I said, Mike, I hope you don't get any hate mail from the Eagan fans talking about in regulation, jinxing it.
It'll be no more than normal.
But it'll be no more hate mail than normal. But as you say, it's that old Achilles heel, as you said, that handling the football, controlling ball security.
A play that from the outside should be one of the most basic plays in football.
Center quarterback exchange?
Yeah. But the
then
Cats
handoff,
have, well, you said earlier, we used to call it adventures in punting.
Yeah, maybe it's
adventures in snapping.
Adventures in snapping.
I don't know. But
so we'll be at the south end.
Yep, 10-yard line.
South end of the Wildcat Stadium on the 10-yard line. Let's see who's going out first. Looks like the Wildcat offense is going out first.
Okay.
Which means the Tigers probably selected defense.
One would presume.
Defense. Yep.
Maybe some dry gloves have been put on by the Eagan offense. I don't know if those gloves got sweaty or I don't know. We can only speculate from where we are, and you said it's about 75 degrees right now here on October 3rd at a little after 9 o'clock.
First and goal, Wildcats on the 10-yard line to start overtime. The quarterback number 16.
Madiman in at quarterback, by the way. Interesting. Cats might have jumped, by the way. Madiman, boy, he barely hung on to that ball. He took a pop. Interesting call, though, that NJ goes to the backup quarterback in overtime.
We had three fumbles on the last drive. Not all of them were West's fault.
No,
not all of them, but two of them were. Or he had a part in two of them. Let's get some other hands out there. Maybe somebody with some bigger hands. Let's put this in the hands of, so to speak, somebody with a little more experience. Maybe somebody with who's gives me a little more beef.
Going to get down to about the 3-yard line. And, the other thing you're thinking of, A little between the ears of the helmet, there might be an issue coming in there. I mean, you just came off, you had a couple of fumbled snaps. It's going to start messing with your mind. It has to.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's fair.
And no slight on West by any means.
No,
on that.
It's just sometimes
it's just a fact.
Sometimes, sorry, Farmington student section is emptying out. They're running to the south end. I hope we don't have a storm if the Cats manage to not get in here.
Well, we're going to find out. Pitch, Reeser, 6 points for Eagan.
What we got?
Oh, but we've got a hanky.
Yep.
They're celebrating in the pit. They're celebrating more in the jerseys. And the Farmington section, false start, Wildcats. Well, you might want to keep Wildcat fans away from sharp objects right now.
So, yeah, at this point, the Wildcats, look, they've got 2 plays. Because I think this would be 4-down territory.
Has to be.
I think it's 4-down territory. I don't think they would kick a field goal here, Mike. I don't think they would, but who knows? Let's see how many yards they get here on 3rd down.
3rd and 8. It's 3rd and goal from, or whatever, 3rd down from the 8. Error. Madaman rolling, scrambling. Von Bank chases. Madaman cuts it up. Madaman to the 4. Well, Nate, here comes your call. Mark Henderson, Chad Gage, the offensive coordinators for the Cats. Head coach Nick Johnson. What do you do?
I think based on the way this game has gone, I would probably go for it, try to win this football game. But the Cats are going to try something a little different.
Yep, field goal attempt. I think you got to take the points here. Well, presumably take the points. 20-yard field goal. It is on its way, and it is good. 13-10. Wildcats. Sawyer Hagelin. 20 yards. Well, who makes the bigger plays? The Farmington offense, the Eagan defense.
Well, the Eagan defense has been on the other end of some real challenges here late in this second half. Until the 4th quarter, I thought they were playing some of the best defense anywhere, and then all of a sudden it's kind of come, I wouldn't say fallen apart. It hasn't fallen apart, but it's definitely gotten harder for them. What they have to do right now is keep the Tigers from getting a big pickup here on 1st down. They just keep them to something short here on 1st down, and Tigers look like they have a personnel problem. I'm not sure what the personnel problem is.
Well, the fact that they're short one.
Well, they've got offensive linemen hopping up and down, acting like they're not
on.
set.
6 on the play clock.
Yep, play clock's down.
I bet if you're Boyles, I think you're throwing here. And I bet I'm wrong. Straight ahead. React to the 8.
Okay, that's a good result for the Wildcats on 1st down. But if I was the Tigers now, I would attack outside. I would go outside somewhere right, left, maybe wide side towards my bench. Because now you've taken that defense and you've got them thinking about react between the tackles. Now I'd maybe pull that out and try to go off tackle or to the outside.
Beck, 14. He's caught a couple of passes tonight for the Tigers. 12, Newbert. He had a big catch in that 4th quarter.
Ball security just as important for the Tigers here as it was for the Wildcats.
Cade Boyles, the quarterback. He has it. Rolls near side. Boyles under pressure, throws that one away. And then some.
Yeah, I think that one might have made it all the way to the gymnasium. He really heaved that one.
Cleared the netting on that far into the field.
Garcia with some great pressure and doing a nice job of not, hitting him after the ball, after the pass, or any of that silliness. Just play good defense. Again, 4 down. Although I have to say it's probably not 4 down territory. I imagine the Tigers would kick a field goal here to tie the game.
Well, let's see where they get. Again, I think if you're down at the 2, you're going for it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
I think with this offense to get 2, to me with this Farmington offense, if you can't get 2 yards, kind of thing.
That's fair.
But Eagan's got to get it to that point, and Eagan would love to keep him out this far out. Rolling. He's got room. Throwing it across high back corner.
No way.
No, just a little too high. React right there. The play was there, but just a hair high. Reeser on the coverage.
Forgive me, Mike, I almost stepped on your touchdown call there, but I did not think this ball was going to land in bounds. And I'm not sure he would have.
No,
I don't think he would have landed.
would've.
I don't think he would have landed in bounds. So I think this is definitely, I think, for the Tigers, a smart play. Kick this field goal, get to a second overtime.
The quarterback is the holder.
No. Don't say stuff like that.
Well, he is. You're looking at a 25-yard attempt. Roach, we know he's got plenty of leg.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of leg.
No, he crushed that last one. As now the Pitt starts heading back down towards the other direction. These kids are going to get in their steps tonight, Mike Cook. And the drama builds here at Wildcat Stadium.
Again, looking out in the parking lot, I see a few brake lights, but I'm guessing that's parents lined up to pick up their kids. So right by the school, but not too many fans have left Wildcat Stadium. Let's put it that way. This has been a crazy final few minutes of this football game.
Well, and there's a good chance that it's not over yet, Mike.
25-yard attempt. Roach tied it at the buzzer of regulation. Low snap, pass snap. Cats are going to win. Oh, my goodness. Cats are going to win on a Tiger mistake.
Of all the things that could decide this football game, we've seen bad center quarterback exchanges. We've seen untimely penalties. I did not again have the holder, the quarterback, unable to get that one onto the tee. Cats knocked that down.
Harrison Brandt, by the way, covered that football.
Oh, celebrate, big fella, because you have just helped win the homecoming game for these Wildcats.
Wow. Eagan Wildcats improved to 2-4. Those records on your screen, that's just for tonight. Wildcats are 2-4. The Farmington Tigers are now, they've lost 3 straight after winning their first 3.
And I will tell you, if you're the Tigers, you've got it. This is bitter. It stinks. It absolutely stinks to have that happen to you. But I will tell you this: the way they came back in this fourth quarter and made a football game of this shows a lot of heart. It shows a lot of courage. It shows a lot of good. It shows good coaching. It shows a lot of things that if I'm the Farmington fan base, I look at that and go, hey, I'm disappointed, but hey, I liked watching it. And from a neutral standpoint, this was a hell of a football game, Mike Cook.
Yep. A crushing defeat for the Farmington Tigers. And I don't know how you describe the Eagan win. I don't know. You had it, you nearly lost it, and then you were able to somehow pull it out in overtime. You got to love high school football.
Well, that's why you have,
and again, let the celebration begin. Happy homecoming 2025. Last year, it was 18-10 Eagan. This year, 13-10. I don't know what you call a happy pack of Wildcats, but that's what they have out on that field right now.
It's a happy destruction of Wildcats, Mike. They are excited to be out there. You can see there the pit earlier in the game. They were all excited. We had the flags flying.
And heartbreak for the Farmington Tigers.
It's definitely a bitter taste, no question about that. But we saw some really big plays. We saw fumble returns that didn't end up being fumble returns. We saw fumbles going back the other way. We saw all sorts of things in this football game. And I'll tell you,
and then we saw that to end it.
This is just something that, as a football player, and I will say as a senior, and I know we've already had senior night here for the Wildcat football team and that kind of thing, and they're going to get one more home game here. After that, I don't know if the Wildcats are going to get another home game. Probably not. Who knows? But this might be the second to last game you play as a senior on this field. And I will tell you right now, I bet they will remember this one for a long, long time.
I think if forever is a long, long time, the answer is I agree with you. Going to wrap it up here from Wildcat Country. Hopefully everybody's caught their breath. I'm not sure they have on the field. Once again, your final score, the Eagan Wildcats 13, the Farmington Tigers 10. He's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. Everybody, thank you for watching. Happy Homecoming 2025, and we shall see you next time with Wildcat football on